backbone straight. Take a deep breath, full conscious breath, which is always in the present moment. Let us bring our mind in the present moment. Let us let go all the past experiences, keeping the learnings with us. What I have learned from my success, failure, from my family life, business life, job life, that is important. Let us let go all future anxieties. Those who believe in God, they have less worries, less anxieties. So that is our parameter of checking how much belief I have on God, how much faith I have on God. Let us let go all present confusions. Tensions, and chant loudly, Om. Om. Om.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamattu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gajananam Bhutaganaati Sevitam कवित्वजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं
Hari Om. Thank you, Lata Rajshekar ji. So we are doing summary of Bhagavad Gita and we are on chapter 5th. And the name of the chapter is Karma Sanyasa Yoga, or Yoga of True Renunciation. Now, by this end of this chapter, actually, we must be very clear what is renunciation. And to understand that, Arjuna has helped us in asking question. Because the name of the chapter is what is true renunciation. So we must get the essence correctly, what each chapter is giving us. And the difference between third chapter question and fifth chapter question. That is the second point we must be clear when we are doing summary. So in the third chapter, Arjuna asked one question that what is superior, knowledge or action? Because in the second chapter, Lord gave self-knowledge. And Lord told action is superior and the Karma Yoga chapter followed. In the fourth chapter, again, Lord glorified the self-knowledge. And so Arjuna is again asking the question now with a different tone and context. Because if we read the question, it sounds similar, but what Arjuna is asking is, I have understood that the entire purpose of this life, human birth, is that I must know who am I. What is my real nature? Self-knowledge is very important. And for that, I need to go to a guru. I need to study. And for that, I need to give up family life, business life, job life, situation, war. So now please tell me, what is true renunciation? Renunciation of action or performance of action? How can I keep performing action in my day-to-day life, in family, job, business, and then get this self-knowledge? That seems to be difficult because Arjuna wants to run away from the situation. So Lord's clear answer is that both performance of action and renunciation of action will lead to the same goal. Brahma Nirvan. You will get that self, Jnana and Vijnana both. But at this particular point of time, you are not eligible for renunciation of action. You are eligible for performance of action. And this chapter is actually very important because it tells us that how to do action again in our day-to-day life. And why Bhagwan is again and again telling, because we are so engrossed in our family life, job life, business life, social life. So Lord's clear answer is both paths will lead to the same goal, but right now you are not ready for renouncing the action itself. So you perform actions, and that while performing actions. Now this is a very important point. If you are feeling little sleepy, we have to wake up and listen, because this is the entire essence of this chapter. While performing actions in family, job, business, social life, what you have to renounce, what we have to practice, that is Karma Sanyasa Yoga. That is the essence of chapter 5. So Karma Sanyasa Yoga means while doing all actions in day-to-day life, right now we are listening action, talking action, eating action, bathing action, watching WhatsApp action, watching Facebook action, going out action, all actions. Slowly, slowly, you have to renounce three things. One is like dislikes. Second is attachment to the results. And the third thing is, this is mine, this is not mine. At the psychological level, not at the vyavaharic level. And these three renunciation while doing action in day-to-day life, in whatever situation we are, that is Karma Sanyasa Yoga. And now Lord said in the last session that this will lead to another sannyas where you will be eligible. Eligibility is required in whether we want to take admission in school, college, or for marriage also. They don't accept. If we today go to matrimony institute, now you might say, well, why should I go at 60, 70 age? But still, last week we saw one of our best lawyers in our country got married at 68. Third time, Rajshekar is confirming. Third time. So you can just try for joke, just go to one matrimonial institute. There was one where Ramurthy ji was running in Saraswati Vidyalaya, and just tell them that I want to get married, please give me a form. So they will ask eligibility. How many teeth you have? Can you walk? Other than that, that is not the eligibility. How much money you have? Whether you will be able to sustain, whether do you have house. Nobody will ask whether you have Bhagavad Gita knowledge and what is the summary of 5th chapter, what is Karma Sanyasa Yoga. Nobody is going to ask. This is Gurudev's yoga. Like he used to say, nobody asks while getting married, do you have Bhagavad Gita knowledge? Do you have Upanishad knowledge? Do you have Brahma Vidya? No. So qualification is important, whether I am qualified, and that is very important because this removes many doubts what spiritual sadhak has, that why I'm not improving, why my behavior is not improving, why some people who are attending classes for 20 years, their behavior is same, because maybe I'm still not given up three things what Lord is telling. So once we understand this, we don't have this thought of giving up family life, giving up job life, giving up business life, giving up social life, because we have to practice this. Till we don't practice and master, we will not be eligible. And once we become eligible, God will put us in a family, in a place where automatically one will gravitate towards Paramartha Sannyas. So now, and what is Paramartha Sannyas? Renunciation of the sense of illusory I-ness, which is the cause of separation. There is a I-ness which I call I. One person went to one Mahatma and told, Maharaj, I am miserable. So Maharaj asked, okay, so you are miserable. Yes, find out the knower. Find out the knower of the misery. Then the person told, okay, he went and he found out. Bhagwan, the moment I shifted the attention from misery to the knower of the misery, my misery went and now I am feeling peaceful. The Mahatma was not impressed. He told, find out who is a knower of peace. Don't remain satisfied. No. People think spirituality means I am feeling very peaceful. I am feeling very nice. I have no problem. So, but that is not spirituality. I have to find out the knower of peace, knower of agitation, both. Whether I am practicing agitation or whether I am practicing meditation. That is what is important, because next chapter is going to come as meditation, Dhyana Yoga. So Arjuna has asked Bhagwan, okay, I understood that I need to practice Karma Sanyasa Yoga and this will lead to Paramartha Sanyas where I will be eligible. Can you tell me the process? How this will lead to that? Now with that was the point where we stopped last time. So Bhagwan is telling him in one verse, Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma. So we have seen this earlier. Again, Bhagwan repeats what is the process of Karma Sannyas leading to Paramartha Sannyas, because the chapter name is Karma Sannyas. So the first qualification Lord gives is practice controlling of senses. Slowly, the desire pressure has to go down. Suppose I have lot of desire pressure, then the senses will be always, I want to see this, I want to feel this, I want to hear this, I want to taste this. And how I can check this? At least in a day for 5 minutes to 10 minutes, I must lock the room when few people are there and then sit down quietly with closed eyes and see how much time I can sit with closed eyes. Where my mind is going, whether Dudwala is going to come, what is going to do, what I have to do for dinner, who is going to come tomorrow, what I will do in Ganpati, then Navratra is coming. Then after Navratri, what is the Diwali is coming, then where my thoughts are going constantly, it is going, no, you don't know, all responsibilities I have to do, what why I have to prepare for dinner, then tomorrow's breakfast. So my thoughts are, so these are all excuses what we are giving because my mind has practiced constantly anxiety for the future. So first step Lord is saying is that practice Jitendriya, practice control of senses. This is the main pillar of Jainism. That's the reason they are called Jain. Jitendriya. And that's the reason when a person takes sannyas in Jain philosophy, there one hair is removed by pulling. They don't take bath. They take one bucket and then wash their body. They walk. So many restrictions because control of senses, they practice quite a bit rigorously. When I practice control of senses, when desire pressure is less, that is very important. Otherwise, it will lead to suppression. Then I will get purity of mind. Then like-dislike ceases. This is one parameter I need to check, that how many strong likes I have, without which I feel miserable. If I don't get the coffee what I like, I feel miserable. If I don't get pillow or bed what I like, I feel miserable. If I don't get people whom I like, I feel miserable. If I'm in a place which I don't like, I feel miserable. If I go to some place and I have to do a job which I don't like, I feel miserable. So too many dislikes. And those people who have too many dislikes, God is very smart, intelligent. He will put us in a situation where we will have to do what we dislike sometimes. We have to live with a person whom we dislike. What will we do? Because this is one question people ask, that I can avoid many people. But then if some people who are in family only whom I dislike, then we have to say it is God's wish that this person is come into my close family. Because Guruji says that marriages are made in heaven. Maintenance is your job. That is not God's job. You have to maintain. Maintenance is a big job actually. Buying something, buying car, buying house, getting married is very easy. But ask people, three-fourths of the time goes in maintenance only. Continuously we have to maintain. The third thing is, once the purity of mind happens, stillness of body, sthira sukha asanam, waiting ceases. This is a very interesting pointer, that I'm not waiting for something to happen. Now we have to ask ourselves, what am I waiting to happen in life? Is it death or is it somewhere I have to go? So this waiting ceases. There are certain Fakkad Mahatmas in our culture. They will go to one place, they will sit for a couple of months, practice their sadhana, and then when they have to go to another place, what they do? They will have a trishul or one stick, and they will put this stick in the ground, and whichever direction the stick falls or the trishul falls, that direction they will start walking. They have no goal. There is no waiting for something to happen. So waiting ceases. So when I'm waiting for something to happen constantly, then I cannot sit quietly. If I cannot sit quietly, then dhyanam will not happen, which is the next chapter. Meditation will not happen. Nididhyasanam will not happen. And then the result of this is, I realize in Nididhyasanam that the self in me is self in all. Right now, the false illusory I-ness, what I am seeing, that I, that is separating me and others, me and God, me and the world. But when that drops in the Paramartha Sannyas, then I realize self in me is self in all. That's all. People generally have a very different image that what will happen in enlightenment, something will happen. some it is a kind of experience which is intoxicating. No, it is just a realization that of my beingness, that my beingness is the same as beingness in all. So Arjun told Bhagwan, thank you very much for giving the process. As you are talking about Karma Sanyas, can you revise, because now you are on 5th chapter, can you revise for me essence of Karma Yoga? Because 3rd chapter, Bhagwan told entire chapter I told you. No, Bhagwan, please revise for me. Bhagwan told, okay, I will revise only in 1 verse. Yeah, Arjun told that only I want. I don't want you to elaborate Karma Yoga again because I can go back to my notes. So now Arjun is asking, okay, Bhagwan, Karma Sanyas I have understood. Now revise Karma Yoga and give me main principles of Karma Yoga according to you. So this is a very important verse because the entire Karma Yoga chapter we don't remember, but at least this verse we should remember by heart and follow. So what is the essence of Karma Yoga? What Bhagwan has mentioned? Again, one revision Bhagwan does. Verse number 10, number 1, you perform your duty. Please ask what is your duty, because this is what again and again Lord says, because Arjun forgot his duty in the war situation. So what is my duty as a husband? What is my duty as wife? What is my duty as daughter, son, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother? That I must ask. I should not decide my duty, because if everybody decides their duty, then there will be a problem. Because duty and rights go together. What if I do my duty, it is other person's right. So performance of the duty with cheerful mind, without attachment to results. Here Bhagwan gives examples in this, like a lotus. Padma Patra. As the lotus is there in a very dirty water also, but it is unattached. Similarly, I must not complain, no, my situation is like this, my family is like this, my job is like this. So I am not able to give time to spirituality. I must do my duty without attachment to results. Second principle of Karma Yoga. Because this is where my mind constantly goes, where the anxiety is created. If I am feeling worried or anxious or tensed, basically I am not following Karma Yoga, because I am not focusing on what is to be done. I am not focusing on excellence. I am focusing on the result of the action. What will happen tomorrow? What will happen day after tomorrow? What will happen? Third, this performance of duty without attachment to result as an offering to Lord. So if I'm cooking for the Lord. If I'm doing a job, I'm doing job for the Lord, not for the family. If I'm doing business, I'm doing business for the Lord. If I'm going for traveling and pleasure, this pleasure and traveling I'm doing for God. If I'm taking bath, if I'm doing exercise, it is for Lord, because my body will remain fit. I can do Shravan, Manan, Nididasam. So I'm eating properly. So I'm doing exercise. So I'm doing all my Ahar, Vihar properly. And then I can do service also properly. With Chitta Shuddhi as a goal of action. Now, this is extremely important pointer, because many times when I ask the question, what is the purpose of marriage? That inculcates very high interest. So what is the purpose of marriage? Chitta Shuddhi is the purpose of marriage. Whether my Chitta is becoming purer and purer, whether I am feeling quieter and quieter, whether I am feeling peaceful or peaceful, more peaceful, whether I have outgrown many desires in family life which I experience, that is the purpose of marriage. Desire, not desire fulfillment, but outgrowing the desires. That now that desire pressure has gone down. If I do not have Chitta Shuddhi as a goal, then there are another type of good people. They do lot of good surveys, lot of good things, but their goal is punya. The Lord is going to say this again, that if your goal is to attain punya, then you will go to Swarga and you will again enjoy therein, but come back. It is path of return. So whether I am becoming less stressful, less tense, less worried, more joyous, and then I should ask one question honestly, that before marriage, what was my body and what was my mind and what was my attitude? Whether that has become better or it has become bitter. No. Before marriage, I was very carefree, I was bubbly, I was joyful, I was laughing a lot, I was enjoying, I was running. After marriage, I have become, only one quality has increased, that is advising others. What has not worked for me. Constantly advising children, grandchildren, and whoever comes in contact. That is what is not what Lord is expecting. Love for God has to increase. Love for truth has to increase. And that is the purpose of marriage, job, business. Now, as Arjun asked, Bhagwan, please revise the Karma Yoga essence. Bhagwan told, if now you have asked me Karma Yoga essence, now I am going to revise on my own one more thing. Now here, Lord has invested lots of verses. I am going to revise for you again the qualities of the wise. Now, very importantly, if we see this pattern in Bhagavad Gita, that Lord again and again comes to Sita Pratnya Lakshana. Because number one, we know our mind normally goes effortlessly to what we love. One already has told that I love the Jnani the most. Artha, Artharthi, Jidnyasu, I love, but most I love is Jnani. So, because Bhagwan loves Jnani the most, we should also ask Bhagwan, I also want to become Jnani because that Jnani you love the most. So, I love you, that is okay. But whom do you love? So, we know that small story, like two lists were mentioned who were the bhaktas. So, there were a lot of people's name came. But then there was another list God has, that whom God loves. In that, Hanumanji's name was first. So this is also very important that, I must be lovable person. People must love me. I must do those things where people generally feel love towards me. I must also love people. I must spread love. Because one of the quality of the Lord is love. So Lord is going to revise for us the qualities of the wise. Now, second reason why Lord is again taken up this topic for Arjun, telling that this you have to practice in day-to-day life. This is the most important point of Karma Sanyasa Yoga. You just want to run away in Himalayas without practicing this, then there you will create this. So again, we have to see that while living life, whether I can overcome this kind of impurities in my mind, and for that we require a family to test, we require job, business to test, social life to test, we require neighbor, we require all these kind of situations. That's the reason Tapovan Maharaj also told Gurudev, Ramakrishna Paramahansa also told Vivekananda that after they got realization also, or very close to it, they told, okay, now you go out and roam around in the world without having any money. And then both of them, there are many saints like that, they tell their Shishyas, now go out, roam around, beg. Nobody knows you who you are. Nobody will give you any, importance. And that is the time ego is crushed to the minimum. So, I will also revise the quality of the wise sannyasi. As you are thinking of Paramartha Sannyas, I will tell you what are the qualities. So first you practice this in this situation itself. Where does wise live? How wise lives? What is wise person's vision? What is the attitude of a wise person? What are wise person's qualities? And first itself, Lord gives one important quality to us for practice. People say, no, Bhagavad Gita is only theory. These are all practical things to practice. First itself is very difficult to practice. Wise neither hates nor has any desires. So now I must make a list that who are the people whom I don't like? Generally, I get irritated by these people whom I hate. No, I don't hate anybody. But then while talking, there's one sentence is said by people, but while talking, they constantly talk about what they don't like about the other person. Wise neither hates nor has any desires. Very, very important start point for Bhagwan. So we remember the first quality of Sita Pradne Lakshan. Bhagwan mentioned, Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogagan. Atman Neva Atmana Tushtan. So a person who has no desires. If that person has no desire, then there is no hate. There is no like dislike. So this you practice in your day-to-day life. So I must make a list whom I get angry the most, whom I get irritated the most, whom I dislike the most. Can I see Atma, the same Atma in them? At Vyavaharik level, I may deal with them differently, but psychological level in my mind, there must be love towards them. Wise one is beyond pair of opposites. This is another quality which is we have to practice every day. This is the foundation of Buddhism. Entire Buddhism is based on two words, awareness and equanimity. How equanimous I can remain in turbulent situation. How equanimous I can remain to what are the stimuli which are coming from outside. So this is where the Buddhist practice Vipassana meditation, that whatever stimuli comes, I will not react. I will not react only. Someday I must practice that I am not going to react to anything. But constantly I am reacting to some stimuli which is coming from outside, and then my equanimity goes. This is one of the practice in my day-to-day life, because day-to-day life from morning to evening, I meet so many people, so many times I get irritated. How I remain equanimous in those situations? Wise one, when acts in the world, is not tainted and bound. So I may go to a picnic, I may go to the world, I may go to a neighbor, I may go to a function, I may cook, I may do the job, I may do business, but I must not get bound by those. How should I know whether I am bound or no? So Vairagya or Sannyas is not that the person doesn't have a lot of luxuries, but they are not attached to it because they have the ability to drop, because it is not in their mind. We know that story of two monks. Two monks were traveling and they were resting under a tree. And then there was a small river, so they wanted to cross the river. And there was one lady came, and then she was unable to cross the river. So she asked for help. And one monk told, okay, I will help you. He lifted her, crossed the river and went the other side. The other monk joined the first monk, and the lady went in her village. And this monk told, how can you touch her? We are not supposed to touch women. And then when he went there to the ashram, he immediately told his Guru, Guru, I want to give you one complaint. We went outside, you had given certain work for us. While coming, this Guru Bandhu of mine lifted one woman and crossed the river, and then he has broken the rules what you had given to us. The Guru laughed and told, he has lifted the woman and left her there itself. Now you are carrying the woman in your mind. So this is acting in the world without getting tainted and bound. It is not the actions what we do which are important. What is the attitude behind it? Though it has been mentioned, karma bandha vidahine, our karmas bind. But as Guruji says, karma yoga is attitude yoga. What kind of thoughts come to me when I sit quietly with closed eyes? I have to check whether they are family thoughts, whether they are Brahman thoughts, whether they are God thoughts, whether they are anxiety thoughts, whether they are future thoughts. And that's the reason this practice is very important, of saying the Mahavakyas, remembering the goal, whatever attracts us, we must keep chanting, because that we will remember in day-to-day life. So why these wise people are not tainted? Because though seeing, smelling, hearing, touching, eating, sleeping, opening, closing eyes, breathing, speaking, holding, walking, sitting, feeling, they all do the similar kind of things what we do. We also see, we also smell, we also hear, we also touch, we also eat, we also sleep, we also breathe, we also open, close our eyes, we evacuate, we hold, we walk, we sit, we think, we feel. But the wise knows that I do nothing. All are doing their job. The hand is doing their job, the eyes are doing their job, the mind is doing their job, the intellect is doing their job, because the thinking, feeling is happening automatically. This is an important point for contemplation for all of us. When we sit quietly, does not thought come without efforts? Thoughts come, thoughts go, feeling comes, feeling go. So thinking is happening, but who is doing that? I do not know. Thinking is happening, feeling is happening, action is happening, everything is happening on its way, on its own. Bhagavan is saying is that you have to realize that you are not doing anything. You are only an instrument. Hands are doing their job. Digestion is doing their job. Intestine is doing their job. Kidney is doing their job. Liver is doing their job. Mind is doing their job. No. I can think whatever I can think. But how much time? Only 2 times, 3 times. Otherwise, I would be happy. Many people say that, happiness means state of mind. But why am I not able to create that state of mind all the time? Why negative thoughts come? Why angry thoughts come? Because they come automatically. So wise knows that everything is God wish and it is happening through God wish, and I am only an instrument. I am not a doer. I am not an enjoyer. In my presence, everything is going on. I am only illuminating. And very importantly, when wise people are talking to us, they are saying movie as movie, and they are doing their part and they are showing that part also. But for us, the movie is real. For us, everything is real. For us, every action is real. For us, every happening in this world is real. That's the reason we must remember that sentence, Jagan Mithya Brahma Satya. It is all illusory. So the wise knows that whatever is happening, whatever is seen is illusory, and I am part of the scenery. I have got a role that I will do. I have got dialogues to deliver, whether I've got a hero's role or whether I've got a villain's role. This is all an illusion going on. Jagan Mithya Brahma Satya. So in my presence, I am just illuminating all those kind of thoughts, actions, feelings, and all those things happening in the world. I am illuminating it. Knows I am not the performer, prompter, instrument, object of actions. So one person went to Nisargadatta Maharaj and said that, like, I am sitting here and you are sitting there. What is the difference between both of us? He told no difference. No, but here many people are coming and asking you questions and you are giving all answers. There is a difference. No, nobody comes to me and asks these questions. He told, as I hear the question, I hear the answer also. I don't have an attitude that you are asking question and I am giving answer. As I hear the question, I hear the answer also. That is the level what a wise person operates. Wise, this is a very interesting, important verse in 5th chapter, that wise lives in a city of 9 gates. What are the 9 gates? 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 mouth, 1 genital, 1 anus. But that's not important. So now how the wise actually sees, we only see that I'm living in a house, I'm living in this family, I'm living in this India, I'm living in this Bharat. Now Bharat, I'm living on this planet. But Wise attitude is that I am living in this city of 9 gates, this body. But how does he live? He is the Vashi. He is the master of this 9. And the reverse of Vashi is Shiva. So I am the master of these 9 gates. I live in the city. I live in the city. I am not the city. For all of us, I am the city. I am this body. I am this mind. I am this intellect. There was one Mahatma in Uttarakhand, very famous one, Kali Kamli Wala. No, Kamli Wale Baba. You know, he used to take Kambal. On the last day when he was going to take Nirvan, he dropped this Kambal. And then he started walking. And one person picked up the Kambal, the shawl, the thick one, and then started giving him. He told, no, I don't want that now. Because now I'm going to release from central jail. For him, the body was central jail. Today I'm going to go away from the central jail. I'm going to get freedom. Ramana Maharshi says the body is a city of disease only. So, very important one, the king, Atma, rules the city just by mere presence and love. So there is a story in this. There was one person, who had taken a loan from a bank. And then he was working as a manager in a particular office. So after paying few installments, this person stopped giving the EMI to the bank. So definitely bank appoints people to recover. So they come to your house, they come to your office. So whenever this person used to come to his office, he used to figure it out, because his secretary or reception used to tell him that this person has come, and then the reception will tell he is out of office. He is not there. This person will wait for 5 minutes and go away. So one day, when this person came, that day the reception or the secretary was not there. And some other lady was there. And then that lady told, no, he's gone away. So he told, okay, he's gone away, but I'm going to sit. So he went and sat. He went on the first floor and he sat outside the manager's cabin. Now the manager was in soup, because he knew that this person is sitting outside. He cannot come out because there was no toilet also inside his cabin. Now 1 hour passed, 2 hours passed, because how long can you avoid? So after 2 hours, he came out. He told, I knew that you were there in the office today. He told, how did you came to know that I was there in this office? Because earlier when I told once or twice that I'm not there, you went away. He told, no, today when I came to your office, all of them were working properly. There was discipline. The secretary was doing his job. Everybody was sitting on their place. So I realized that when all people are working in office sincerely and properly, that means the manager is in the cabin. The moment the manager goes out, earlier I used to go out because sometimes, your office was in chaos, because when you are not there in office, people generally were reading books, finding something on the TV. So just by mere presence of the boss, the organization works. So in the same way, just by the presence of Atma, everything is illuminated. And that's the reason Atma is the king. So what is consciousness? So this distinction we have to remember. Some people have some confusion, consciousness and conscience. So consciousness is Atma, Brahman, pure, Nirvikar, Nirvishesh, where conscience is that Atma reflecting in the Buddhi. That is conscience. No, I have conscience. I am very conscious of what I am doing. That's the reason that my buddhi is pure and the pure Atma is reflecting. And that's the reason some people have higher conscience and some people have lower conscience, but they have the same consciousness. So the wise actually knows that I am consciousness living in the body, whereas the ignorant thinks that I am the body. Wise is free from pleasure and sufferings of the 9 gates, whereas the wise is unattached to 9, not dependent on the 9 city of 9 gates, not interested in what is happening in the 9 gates, what is coming, what is going out through the 9 gates. Wise does not have any doership or enjoyership, nor has any duties. Like electricity, is not interested whether fan is working or whether the AC is functioning or any electrical equipment is working. In my presence, everything is working. In connection with electricity, fan moves because it is nature of fan, not nature of electricity. So we have to again go back and ask that why Bhagwan is repeating all these things, because he is telling Arjun indirectly, my dear Arjun, you have not yet reached to this level for taking Paramartha Sannyas. You are operating like that your body. You get angry in the mind and your thinking is delusory. Moha, Bhaya, Krodha, all 3 are there with you. So you have to practice. So wise abides in self-knowledge and does not return again to state of ignorance. Wise have vision of oneness. Here Bhagwan gives 4 words: human, cow, elephant, dog, dog eater. The wise finds in everybody Brahman. There are some Mahatmas in our history we see. One Mahatma was sitting in gutter and eating the waste matter of a dog or a cow or human being. And for that particular Mahatma, it was same as Brahman only. Functionally, the wise may operate differently, but psychologically, the wise knows that all are same. So here we will close. And that's the reason most people who are in spiritual world, in spiritual path, one quality at the end, Bhagwan says that humility comes only with knowledge, not with education. Because as more and more I study spiritual science, at least at intellectual, I know that the self in me is self in all. The same God is operating through all. The same God is creating Ichcha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti to all. So slowly, my reactions to people starts changing. My responses starts changing. And one of the response comes as humility. Now, this is where there is an objection raised that how can we deal in the same way with all? There has to be some discrimination. So that we will take up next time, because there is an objection raised here that we cannot deal the same way with everybody. We have to discriminate. So we will take the 2 levels of discrimination. At the Vyavaharik level, we have to see in one way and deal and transact. But at the Paramarthic level for a spiritual sadhak, immediately I have to go back to this Brahma Vidya knowledge and see the self in me, self in all. So we start getting those completions. We don't create so much of anger, hatred, disappointment, dejection, depression, sadness with the things what are happening outside. And slowly, I will be ready for Dhyana Yoga, because without Dhyana Yoga, without Nidhi Dhyasanam, I will not be able to have the Vijnana. I will not be able to have the experience. I will not be able to experience the truth of my true nature, which is beyond sorrow, beyond suffering. So that we will take up next time. So I'm inviting all of you again, which we had given message last time that Gurudev's Paduka Pujas are going on. Please invite the padukas at your home. You can do paduka, or we will paduka puja, or we will come and do the paduka puja for you. It takes 1.5 to 2 hours, and it is a sankalpa what Swami Swatmanandji has taken. And already many people have done, and they have really expressed the kind of joy what they got by inviting the padukas at their home and conducting this paduka pujas. Hari Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.